gamers, and welcome to another episode of Trashtalk on Lancer. In today's episode, Saladin, Saladin, or I'm not even going to put that through the text-to-speech reader, it's going to butcher it no matter what I do. Anyway, from the history passed down, Saladin was known to be a noble ruler with a well-known reputation for generosity and commitment to a higher principle. While his primary goal was to eliminate Christian control in Middle East after the First and Second Crusades, Saladin was able to peacefully liberate Jerusalem by allowing the Franks or Christian population to leave it upon surrender. He even spares the life of Guy of Lusignan, king of Jerusalem, presumably the ancestor of Dude, mayor of Chadtown, as well as many other Christian nobles when by the standard of the era, it would not be out of the line to just execute them. Before his untimely death, Saladin has also given away his wealth to his poor subjects, leaving him with almost none on the time of his death. Named after the man himself, Saladin seeks to truly protect its allies no matter what storm it must weather through. Onto its stat, Saladin is a beefy boy with excellent health points, 1 armor, but poor evasion with an average E defense. It's a slow big boy, but it has 1 excellent heat cap. After all that, it still has an average sensor range with no tech attack bonus to speak of. Also, the save target is just 10, even though it's not here for some reasons. Onto its traits, it has 3 of them. First, reinforced frame, makes Saladin immune to shredded. Second, Guardian, allows Saladin to be used as hard cover by its allies. Third, Warp Shield, for once per turn, Saladin can inflict +1 difficulty on any attack roll that targets itself or its allies within its sensor range. It must choose to impose the difficulty before the attack is rolled. All in all its traits made it excellent to actually protect its allies with its massive bulk. As for its weapon mounts, it has a single flex mount along with 8 base system points to play with. As for its core power, Saladin can activate loop for shield. With a quick action, you can project a shield on an ally within your sensor range. For once per round, when any character attacks your ally covered by your shield, as a reaction, you can empower the shield so that when the attack hits, your allies gains resistance to all damage of that attack, and if the attack misses, you can force the attacker to reroll the attack against any other character or object in range and line of sight while drawing range and line of sight from your ally instead. The effect lasts until the end of the scene and the target of the shield could be switched with a quick action. It's a very effective defensive core power, as your enemies would be extremely wary about attacking the target you are currently protecting. As for the rest of the license, you get support shield and impulse missiles in the first section. Support shield is a support shield. Yeah, I couldn't think of any gap. Upon activation with quick action, your mech will be immobilized and project a bubble shield that lasts until the end of your next turn. All ranged and melee attacks against you and others covered by the shield that came from outside of the shield will suffer +1 difficulty. When the shield is active, for once per round as a reaction, you may grant resistance to all damage of an attack done to a character or an object within the shield, but your mech takes 2 heat in the process. Impulse missile.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Is here to remind you that Saladin is still a Harrison Armory mech. Its long range and arcing property make Impulse missile able to hit anything, but it also has low damage and a single system point cost. However, it has one trick up its sleeve. If the final attack roll get any difficulty dice, it completely ignore them and roll like a normal attack. This, however, does not mean you can remove all difficulty dice like this, as if you have a few accuracy dice as well, you will still be eliminating them together like an usual roll before the final roll. In the second section, you get Flash Anchor and Hard Light Defense system aside from Saladin frame itself. Flash Anchor is a reaction system made to never let your allies down. For once per round, when you or your ally in sensor range and line of sight get knocked back, knocked prone, pushed, or pulled, you can immediately negate the effect on your target and make them immune to all of the effects until the start of their next turn. Hard Light Defense system is yet another shield-based system. Upon activation with a full action, your mech will be immobilized and project a shield around it. With the shield up, characters cannot draw line of sight in or out of the shield if they are not partly in or out of the shield. All attacks and effects will not be able to cross it if they do not originate from the same side, even for those that ignore line of sight. However, the shield can be crossed physically, but any character that crossed it for the first time in their turn, or start their turn on the barrier, will take 3 burn. As a protocol, you may deactivate the shield at the start of your turn, otherwise it basically lasts forever. In the final section, you get Paracausal mod and Vishnu class NHP. Paracausal mod is a weapon mod that lets you fire bullets that break every single law of physics in reality. Pick any weapon, the weapons now has overkill tag if it didn't have one before, and its damage cannot be reduced in any way possible by armor, resistance, or any kind of damage reduction. Sounds familiar to anyone? Me neither. Vishnu class NHP is a former Metropolitan Administration NHP that went from slapping down traffic accidents to slapping bullets away from your allies. Your mech gains AI property and the following action. Dharma Wall. Upon activation with a quick action, your mech is slowed, but every time you and a nearby ally get attacked by a ranged attack, you can take one heat to roll a d6 before the attack roll. If you rolled 4 and above, you take another heat and the attack automatically missed. If not, it hits. If a ranged attack missed you or your nearby ally while Dharma Wall is active, whether from using the before mentioned ability or actually just missing, you may slap the target for its insolence for 4 kinetic damage. As a conclusion, Saladin, unlike practically every other defender class mechs in the game, actually fully focused on defending its allies with either its shield or its bulk. You are not going to gain any honor or kill when piloting this mech, but who the hell needs those when you can actually save people?